Okay, again, welcome everybody. This is RFP 184564, Environmental Consultant Services. What I would like to do is get everybody to introduce themselves, their name, the company they represent, and also let us know if you're Detroit-based or not, if you could. And we will start with Alexandra Archer.
Hi, everyone. Yep, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Alexandra Archer. I am with AECom. I am out of Novi, but we do have a Detroit office as well.
Cool. Thank you. Modi?
Sure, Bushan Modi with NTH Consultants. Have a Detroit-based business and doing a lot of work in city of Detroit for over 45 years.
Thank you. Brad?
Brad Bergeron, RWDI, and we're out of Rochester Hills, Michigan.
Okay. And Brian Smits?
Brian Smith, Somet Engineering, Detroit, and Romulus.
Okay, great. Christopher O?
Osaka Penti, also NTH Consultants.
Okay, great. Daniel McNeely?
I'm with DLZ and I am Detroit based.
Okay. Demario?
Demario Brown, also with DLZ, Detroit based.
Okay, thank you. Heather?
Hi, Heather Fawcett, AECom. I work out of the Novi office, but we also have a Detroit office.
Great. Katie?
Hi, Katie Whittington with SRP Environmental. We are a Louisiana-based company, but we do have an office in Detroit.
Great. Martin Gamble?
Hi, Alice Technical. We have an office in Detroit and Novi.
Great. Rihanna?
Rihanna Dornbos with NTH Consultants, Detroit-based company.
Okay. Sarah Kraft?
Hello, Sarah Kraft with Just Air Solutions, and we are based in Detroit.
Okay. Kelly Thomas?
Yep, Kelly Thomas. I'm with Tetra Tech. My office is in Madison Heights, but we have also an office in Detroit.
Great. And for the internal folk, besides myself, Mark?
Yeah, hi, Mark Barron. I'm with City of Detroit. I'm an environmental specialist. I'll be the project manager on this.
Okay, thanks, Mark. Crystal?
Crystal Rogers. I'm the General Manager for Environmental Affairs at BSEED.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. And again, thank you all for coming out, for attending today. And apologize if anyone had any confusion. There was a typo, and I think some of you may have come a little earlier. But this is the correct time. I sent a message. I'm not sure that it went to everybody. But again, I apologize, and I'm glad that everyone's here. And I think we had one more person come in. Darren, can you say your name and the company you represent, and if you're Detroit-based or not?
Darren Riley, Just Air, and yes, Detroit-based.
Okay. All right. That's great. Fantastic. So before we get into the scope, I just want to go over a few items. That's why I'm sharing the screen here. Of course, the proposal due date is 4/19 at 4 p.m. Something I always like to remind everyone, please do not wait till the last minute to upload your proposal. again, please do not wait to 3:55 on 419 to upload your proposal. Oracle, as you may have already realized, is not that user friendly. And if you're in the middle of the upload and the time gets to 4 o'clock, it will just cut you off. It will cut you off and it will kick you out, and that proposal would not have been accepted by the system. So please do it early. You can always revise your proposals if you need to do something later on. You can revise it as much as you want up until it's time to submit it into the system for final. So it is due at 4:19 at 4 p.m. The question deadline is for 3 at 12 p.m. So April 3rd. And we're happy to answer any questions here, but if you think there is some questions of import, please submit them through Oracle. Please submit them through Oracle so that we can answer them officially. So we'll be happy to answer any questions here. But if it's important to you, please submit it through Oracle so you can get it in writing. Other than that, some of you we have done work with before, and some we haven't. So I also like to remind folks about the income tax clearance process. The requirement in the requirement section in Oracle, it outlines, it explains how you need to complete the income tax clearance, and I will ask everybody to do so immediately if they haven't done so. That is one of the items that becomes a drag when we're trying to get the contract to City Council. So please do not wait to see if you're awarded the contract to apply for an income tax clearance. It doesn't cost anything. It just takes 5 minutes. Just submit your information so you can get that going, because if we have any snags, it's best to find out earlier in the process. Because in some cases we end up having to go to the next bidder or to the next highest ranked company simply because they couldn't get their requirements to us in a timely fashion, or they caught a snag. So please take care of that. So that's one of the things that I like to highlight at this meeting. Other than that, everything is pretty explained in Oracle. If you have any issues using Oracle, there is a supplier support. I'll be glad to put that link into the chat. As I said, Oracle is not the most user-friendly. So if you have any issues using Oracle, I am not the contact for that, because I don't know how Oracle works on your end. It doesn't look like mine. So please take please click the supplier link, and those folks will be glad to help you. We got a bunch of videos there. You have office hours if you need some assistance personally, and we have an emergency number there as well. Again, I'll put that link up in a couple seconds. Other than that, does anyone have any questions before I turn it over to Mark? Does anyone have any questions from a procurement aspect before I turn it over to the department? Okay. All right. So with that being said, Mark, I will turn it over to you to discuss the scope of the project.
Okay. Crystal, did you want to take the lead on some of this, or do you just should I just jump right in?
I would say you can jump right in.
Oh, shoot. Okay. All right. So what this is that the city of Detroit has received some a grant from the EPA through ARPA funding, and plus We have additional monies through the city council. And what we're intending to do is to run 5 PM 2.5s from Teledyne, the API continuous samplers. They're gonna be on top of the city buildings, preferably police stations or fire departments. We've already identified 4 places. We have to identify 3 more. These city buildings have internet connection, so we can hook up the Teledynes directly to the city network. What we're looking for is a contractor to receive the equipment, test the equipment out beforehand, and also probably save some packaging just in case there's an issue. And then do the installation on top of these roofs. These Teledynes will have an enclosure that they go in. And additionally, with these Teledynes, we are asking the contractor to do the VOC sampling and metal sampling using a high volume sampler. Those will be run on a 6-day schedule. So that would be like 61 runs per year. And one of the problems with that is that the weekend coverage is, it has to be done by the contractor because of power issues on top of the buildings. So they need to be collected as soon after the run as possible and set up as soon as, as close to the run as possible. The same with the metals.
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
And add, install the high volume samplers as well.
Right. Yeah, I meant to say that too.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, okay. So the reason is for the VOCs is that we're using TO15 method with a regulator on it to sample 24 hours. So you set it up and you take it down pretty much the same time the next day. The metals, to prevent passive loading, you want to make sure you want to set up as close to the run and take down as close afterward. The contractor should have previous experience in working with this type of federal equipment. They should be able to do, some maintenance on it to identify any issues, such as, a diagnostic flag pops up. Can they service this? If they can't, then they have to take it, send the equipment back for us. So there will be some shipping cost involved, possibly. Now you're also going to have to follow the quality assurance project plan that was written for the EPA for the Teledynes. And it's mandatory that is followed so we can keep our funding from the EPA. Let's see what else here. Turn the page. We're also looking to purchase 7 Clarity PM 2.5 monitors. The monitors will be set up close to the PM 2.5 Teledyne FEM equipment just to ensure that they're operating correctly, and then they will be moved around depending on what Detroit is trying to find. Or if there's a hot spot from a complaint, then we'd like to go see if we can get some more information. It'll also be the responsibility of the contractor to transfer the equipment to and from the building. There's going to be some climbing involved, and they will be those ship ladders that run vertically right through the top of a building. And then there possibly one site might have an external ladder that you have to climb up, and that is on Belle Isle, on top of the police Marine division. Okay, yeah, there will be other responsibilities will be the preventive, well, like I said, the preventive maintenance, but also the quality assurance of these instruments, doing the main installation and then the quality assurance checks every couple weeks. Other maintenance duties will include keeping the site clean, ensuring that bird droppings are not on there, wiping around where the metals the collection is, and anything that is dropped around the site. It's our responsibility to keep it clean. And I think that is it. Oh, and then there's going to be quarterly reports on the progress of the instruments or any issues. There's going to be some data validation and data, probably some data collection too. I'm not sure how the contractor is going to get the data just yet, if it'll just be tied into our system. Did I
Can
miss
I,
it? Yeah.
a part of your bid should also include the cost of the laboratory analysis
Yes.
for the VOCs and metals. Other than that, I think everything was covered.
Okay.
If not, jump in with a question.
Thanks, Chris. So, Mark, and I did want to make sure that everyone understands that the laboratory, testing is a part of this proposal. So it needs to be included. We need to have a pricing schedule for everything that, for everything that you're going to need to perform. So please jump in with any questions. At any time.
Is there any analysis?
Mark,
is there any analysis needed of the data? Or is it just transmitted to you with a summary report?
I'm sorry, you're crackling.
Is there any analysis necessary for the data, or is it just transmitting to you with a summary report?
Well, yeah, there'll be analysis. You'll be looking for outliers, trying to identify, if there's an instrument malfunction, weather malfunction, things have to be documented, just like we're running an official, what do you call it, Eagle site. There will be a red book at the site that's going to be needed to be filled out, documenting that the person who has visited the site and what they did in the time, and that's to remain at the site. As far as reading the data, you would be looking at it almost every day, along with me looking at it, just looking for any issues that might be popping up. And hopefully, we want as least amount of data lost as possible.
Hey, Mark, Bushan with NTH. Quick question. Also, one area it says some sort of a shelters. There is something, is a city knows what kind of shelter or some protective cover you would put on top of that, or that is something, or who will be installing and providing those shelters that will protect the monitors?
The shelters are coming with the PM 2.5s. They're designed exactly specifically for the Teledynes 640X.
Got it. And then secondly, one thing said about providing electrical outlet. You earlier said everything could be tapped into the existing facility, City of Detroit facility, whether a police station or other administrative building. In terms of electrical outlet, when it says tapped into, you're pretty much looking at more like installing an extension from the available outlet in the building?
Yes.
Okay. You're not looking at any substantial electrical work or setting up a box or something like that?
No.
Okay, perfect.
I have a question here. Regards to the clarities that are being employed, any efforts here that could express any efforts on the quality assurance and issue management regarding to those low cost sensors?
Well, clarity pretty much maintains their equipment. So there's really, it's just us moving it around. Once we set it up next to a PM 2.5, we're going to compare the data from the FRM to the Clarity monitor, and they will make the necessary adjustment. If there's any malfunction with the Clarity unit, we package it up and send it back, and they send us a new one.
Okay. Okay. And just an experience of managing those networks, you know, like if there is something like the forest fires or whatever, the endless need cleaning, or we can tell if there's power outage, et cetera, with those devices. So their default is saying if there's any issue, is not maintaining it, is always just shipping it, is taking it back and shipping it. Is that correct?
If there was a problem with the unit, yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't, yeah, you said forest fires, and yeah, forest fires, definitely you could see residue from the forest fires on some of the buildings and that around Detroit. So I would imagine things would have to be wiped off to maintain. And then of course you wouldn't be using solids or anything. You'd probably just use straight water and a clean wipe. And then let's see, what else was I going to say? And then if there is a forest fire smoke in the area, that should be noted in the book and on any data that's being validated as some type of event.
All right, that's helpful. Thanks so much.
Okay.
Good questions. Go ahead.
For data validation, are you looking for validation of laboratory data?
The data validation, the metals will have an extra blank that will be along with the filters that are sent out.
Okay.
That's it.
So that's the only quality assurance portion that's in your QAP already?
Yeah.
Blanks, okay.
You won't see
Mark,
that.
is QAP approved or is being reviewed? I'm assuming it'll be available by the time the contract's awarded.
The QAP has been somewhat approved. I had 4 comments come back on it, and they're just easy comments, and they gave me initial approval, but they cannot fully approve it until the contractor is identified and listed in the QAP.
Got it.
Good questions. Do we have any more questions, whether it's regarding this or procurement?
And then I'm assuming any other questions asked will be shared with everybody through the same Oracle process, right?
Correct. All questions submitted through Oracle will be responded to so that everyone can see.
Thank you.
And all the questions, of course, should be submitted through Oracle. Not myself, certainly not the department. Okay.
Right.
Well, if there isn't anything else, I guess we will we'll bring this to a close. And again, I want to thank everyone for attending. This is a really nice turnout. Mark, Crystal, did you guys have anything else?
No, I look forward to selecting someone. As most of you probably know, air quality is, it's a big deal here in Detroit, and our residents as well as our city council have been clamoring for air quality monitoring network. And I look forward to the opportunity to provide them with the information that they're asking for a lot. We have partnered with Green Door Initiative to do community outreach and education around this data. Once we have it, they will be reaching out to the community, 7 districts. They'll be having biannual meetings in each of the districts to just reach out and talk to our residents about what this data is saying about their air quality, as well as how to effectively advocate for air quality policy change.
Okay.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Well, thanks again,
Thank you.
everybody, for showing up. We'll go ahead and close it out. And if you have any questions, submit them through Oracle.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.